There are 7 types of rest, and I wanted to talk about creative rest. On TikTok, there is so many different videos going around about this new art club that's in New York. And basically, it is a space where folks can come together. You can do collages, you can do different types of arts and crafts. You can do clay models. It's just an open space to do art. And one of the things that was really interesting about just the different videos that I saw about folks at the art club, was that they were saying that they really enjoy one, being in person, being in community with other people that were doing art, but that this was a time for them to just chill and make art for art's sake. That is what creative rest is, just creating for the fun of it. I was talking to a client recently about creative rest, and one of the things that I find pretty synonymous with, creatives that are coming to me related to therapy, and psychedelic integration and things of that nature is that they have not created a practice or a routine outside of their creative practice that isn't necessarily connected to like business, income, capitalism, producing a particular outcome. And when I have clients that are kind of in that situation, I share about my practice. I wrote a blog maybe 2 weeks ago, might have been a little bit longer, about walking meditations. And, when we think about the 7 types of rest, along with the 5 different ways that creative rest shows up, I think that's a good example. So one of the things that I enjoy and talk to my clients about are walking meditations and how that is a part of my creative rest practice, but it's also a part of my creative process. So when I take walks, sometimes there is an intention around like spirituality, so I might focus on a particular word and just think about that. Sometimes my walking meditations are about connecting to my ancestors. And then other times during my creative rest time, when I'm doing walking meditations, I'll take pictures on my walk. Nature is a part of my creative process, meaning like that is one of the things that, grounds many of the themes in my art is nature. But, when I am taking pictures, a lot of the times it's to remember the place, it's to remember the things that are happening. Political education spaces, residencies, and also conferences are also a good option for creative rest. In those spaces, you are using a different type of energy, if you will. You're using a different part of your brain as a creative, although it is still rooted in creativity, artistic expression, and things like that. Things like, or spaces like political education spaces for creatives help to develop the social justice political perspective of the artist. Conferences are amazing for the same thing around things like education, but then clearly, networking and things like that. And then seeking out residencies that don't necessarily have like a creative outcome to them, but that push you related to your values. So as a creative, there are many different ways, that I show up in my artistic expression. And so knitting is one of those things. And I think that that is an amazing kind of avenue for creative rest. So even if your jam is like poetry, music, bibliotherapy, right? All these other forms of ways to artistically express yourself, be creative, that may not be connected to your process, like for your business or the way that you make income. So as an example, like I'm a digital collage artist. I don't make money off of knitting, but that is something that I really enjoy. I love a knitting circle. And so when we think about what is creative rest and what ways can we show up for creative rest, maybe think about it like that.